Good afternoon, everyone. Hope all of you are doing well. Welcome to the session. Myself, Suraj, and the topic is automated tax calculation and adjustment. So, this tax calculation is very important nowadays. We know about that. Today, the subject is very interested because this is a part of GST, and everyone know that tax is how much that is important. So today we will discuss about how the things is work in busy and how the tax calculation will be calculated automatically and how the adjustment entries will be posted by the software automatically with the help of certain utility. So this is the subject of the session today, and the simplifying your compliances. This is our agenda. The first part of the session, let me explain you briefly about the concept of automatic calculation and adjustment with help of PPT, and also I can say you some kind of benefits and all those things. Then we will see the practical demonstration about these features. Finally, we will take the question and answers. This is plan and route plan of the session today. And let us begin the session. And these are the session objectives. We are going to discuss today's session. The first point is introduction. Second point is benefit of this feature. Third point is key features. Fourth point is practical overview about these features and the question and answers. Introduction about the automatic tax calculation and adjustment entries in busy. Automated tax calculation and adjustment systems are innovative solutions designed to overcome the challenges associated with manual tax calculations, reporting, and adjustment procedures. These systems simplify and streamline the often complex process of tax calculation and adjustments. Let us briefly explain you about the benefits of this feature one by one. If you are using the tax calculation and adjustment entries in a busy software, so the accuracy will be more and also it will saves your time. Real-time compliance. With single click, you can able to do your compliance work more smartly. Automatic tax calculation. The software automatically calculate all the certain tax calculations inside the software. It might be IGST, CGST, SGST bifurcations along with GST payable, RCM charges, adjustments, reclaims, TDS, TCS, etc. Auto posting of adjustment vouchers by a F4 key. This F4 key is very much important to do this type of adjustment entries. Once we press the F4 shortcut key, then you may get one pop-up window uh, to the adjustment voucher posting. Detailed summary view. So you can able to see your summary report with the help of screen report. So just you need to check all the certain taxes applied for the relevant input output heads. So you can able to see the review of the summary. So also we have the drill down method. You can just press the enter key over there so that you can able to see the full information about that entries and vouchers. Search summary, filter and export. Apart from the report viewing, in that itself, we have the searching option. You can search the keyword, the required keyword, so that data will be appeared in front of your screen. Then summary also you can view. Summary you can view based on your requirement. And also filtering is also available. Filtering, you can filter it out values, certain values or a range. So that value will be appeared. Even you can export the certain data in an Excel sheet, Google Sheets, also PDF, CSV file. There are various formats that is available for export the reports. So you can export the summary report and you can submit wherever you want. Date range wise filtering is possible from this feature. So you can able to certain put the certain date range and you can view the report. Tax rate wise bifurcation. Along with GST summary report view, you have the option to view the report with tax rate wise bifurcation. So you can able to see the report like 18% local, 18% interstate, 28% local, 28% interstate, 5% local and 5% interstate. In this manner, you can bifurcate the tax rates, then you can view the report. And also pick ITC from the monthly ITC tagging. We know about the monthly ITC tagging, very important factor in GST. While we doing the GST reconciliation or in that time, in any particular bill, that particular bill will be claimed for the previous return period. So then you can update the status like claimed. If it is not claimed, you can update the status not claimed. Or if it is a pending means, in busy we have the provisions to update the status as pending. And also you can update the claimed period, in which month this particular invoice value or invoice going to claim by GST side. So that you can going to update from yourself. That is called as monthly ITC tagging. In a monthly ITC tagging, if you are doing in a software, so that data will be considered in your GST input output adjustment time. So that is why we are giving an option called pick ITC from monthly ITC tagging. In next slide, let us discuss about some of the key features for the software. Here, the very important shortcut key is F4. Using this shortcut key, you can able to adjust certain voucher or post certain voucher like RCM payment. RCM means reverse charge mechanism. It is important mechanism in a GST. So RCM, it means some of the cases if you are purchasing the goods or any we are importing the service from any of the vendor, that vendor not collecting the GST, that time the buyer have to be pay that GST amount to the government directly, then he will get the credit. That amount will be credited in their GST return time. That is called as reverse charge mechanism. And the seller, seller selling the goods, they don't have the they are not a GST registered dealer. That time also RCM is applicable. And this type of voucher posting is possible from F4 shortcut key. And RCM to regular tax adjustment. If the reverse charge mechanism RCM is applicable for the particular voucher, then that particular RCM value or RCM adjust tax amount, you can adjust with the help of regular tax adjustment using this button. Input output adjustment. For example, IGST input available means input credit is available, so that input credit you can adjust with the IGST output liability, that is IGST output. So that kind of adjustment voucher you can posted it into the F4 shortcut key utility. Cross adjustment, IGST, CGST, SGST, this is called cross adjustment. Sometime what happened, as per the new set of rule, IGST input credit is available means you can adjust IGST output amount, IGST output tax amount to the IGST input first. If the 100% adjustment is happened, then fine. Otherwise, you can adjust remaining input credit it into the CGST or SGST simultaneously in a equal proposition. So that is called cross adjustment voucher. You can directly post the cross adjustment vouchers using this particular utility. And also the TDS to output adjustment. Some of the cases where we are getting the TDS charges. So then that TDS charges also you can adjust with your output adjustment using this utility button. And also the similarly TCS to output adjustment, tax collected source. Some of the bills, some of the vendor, if they are selling the goods from goods by us, so then they will charge TCS. So that TCS amount will be paid by the they're collecting from us and they'll pay to the government. So that type of TCS, if any charging means, you can adjust the TCS amount to the output adjustment with the help of this utility. And regular GST payment. So this is a very important and a common factor for all of us, because after the end of the month we are paying the certain GST amount, output GST amount to the government. So then we are posting this particular journal voucher called regular GST payment that is going to posting from this particular utility. So these are the very advanced key features that is really required for all of us, for the business entities. That is very important nowadays. And we will also discuss these points with the practical also. I will explain you detail with the practically. So now let us see these features practically in Busy, how the things is work. First of all, let me open the software here. So this one is the software. The particular GST summary report that is available under the display section, GST summaries, GST summary Alt+1. This type of filtering option is available. You can put the starting date, ending date over here. Starting date, ending date, in which month you are going to view the report, or in which month you wants to post the particular adjustment entries. You can decide, and on that basis you can enter the GST summary date range. Then second point is show tax rate wise bifurcation. If you are define the tax rate wise bifurcation over here, then what happened? Then this type of bifurcation you can get over here: 5% local, 5% interstate, 18% local, 18% interstate, like this. If it is disabled, then that bifurcation, it will not comes over here. So this is the important point, that is called tax rate wise bifurcation. Based on the requirement, you can able to enable here. Consider the voucher date and purchase bill date. If you are using the voucher date and purchase bill date that you are giving in your particular transaction voucher itself. If you are using the voucher date, then you can specify it V over here. If it is a voucher purchase bill date, then you can mention purchase P here. So this is the purchase bill date. Then that date will be considered in your GST summary adjustment time. So now let me put over here P, that is called purchase bill date. Then I can tell you about the pick relevant ITC from monthly ITC tagging. Here, the monthly ITC tagging, we know about the monthly ITC tagging. That is comes here, a transaction, GST miscellaneous utilities, monthly ITC tagging as per 2A and 2B. Here there is a in Busy, there is a party wise and voucher wise tagging is available. So month wise also you can able to tag it. So this is the monthly ITC tagging summary report based on the GSTR 2A data downloaded from the GSTR portal. That data, along with that data, you can able to update your ITC status. So now you can see here, this status is showing that pending. If you want to claim this particular voucher, you can press the F4 shortcut key, then you can enter here claimed. Otherwise, if it is a pending means you can mention pending. If it is claimed, then you can mention here claim. And also we have the option to select the return period. If this particular voucher that will be claimed with this particular return period August, then you can update the status like this. And after update the status, if you want to if you want to pick the particular voucher details in your GST summary or GST adjustment time, then you have to enable this particular option, pick relevant ITC from the monthly ITC tagging. Then that data will be reflected in your GST summary report on the while adjusting the or posting the voucher time. So this is the importance of this feature. And also the apply new set of rule with effective from 01/02/2019. It means after 01/02/2019, February 2019 onwards, government will introduce some rule that is really important for our adjustment tax calculation voucher posting time. As per the new rule, that rule says that if 100 if anybody that paying the output GST, any firm that is that he was they are going to pay the output GST, and that output GST, for example, if it is a IGST output, then the IGST output will be adjusted 100% first they adjusted with IGST input, and if any particular credit is remains, then it will be adjusted with output CGST output, and finally any particular credit is remains means, then finally it will adjust it into this SGST. So let me explain you once again. If you are adjusting the, or if you are paying the GST to the government, then IGST output tax you are going to pay means, then that IGST output is adjust first with the IGST input, then CGST input, then finally SGST input. So this is the IGST case. And next case is CGST. If you are paying the CGST output tax, then first it can adjust with first it can adjust with IGST output, sorry, IGST input. Next it can adjust with CGST input, but it won't adjust with the SGST input. It won't adjust with the SGST input. This is the CGST case. If you talk about the SGST case, now we are paying the SGST output means the 100% of SGST output is adjusted with IGST input. Any particular input is remains, then it can adjust with the SGST input. But it cannot adjust with the CGST input. So this is the new set of rule with effective from 01/02/2019. But before that, it is not like that. In a old rule, it was saying that IGST, if we are paying the IGST, then it will adjust with IGST. Any input remains, it can adjust with SGST. After then CGST in a equal proposition. But if you are paying the now I'm talking about old rule. If you are paying the CGST output, that means the CGST output is adjusted with IGST, then CGST, it can adjust with CGST, then IGST, then SGST. So all the taxes, input taxes, it is equal proportionally adjusted with the input taxes. That is our old rule, old set of rule. But after 1/2/2019, government have introduced the new set of rule. So this is the briefly explanation about the new set of rule. Let us go further. Now let me open the GST summary report. So this is the GST summary report. In that report, you can get this type of columns like details. In this details column, you can able to see the input GST, debit note, credit note, input GST, output GST, tax calculations, and is there any opening balance is there, input GST value, IGST, CGST, SGST value, total tax, ITC claimed adjustments, reclaims, etc. RCM input adjusted, output GST, cross adjustment, if anything means it can come here, GST payable amount, how much GST we are going to pay this month. So that value will become here. Taxable payment details, IGST, CGST, SGST payment details, it will shown here. Also with the ledger balance, total value, IGST, RCM, if it is there, then it is shown here. CGST, RCM, and SGST RCM also it can shown here. Tax adjustments also it can shown here. That is IGST regular, CGST regular, SGST regular, and what is the IGST, CGST, SGST bifurcation. That also you can get able to see here. And if there are any TDS, TCS credit to be adjusted means it can be shown in the particular row. So this type of GST summary report you can get by the GST view. Also, we have the taxable amount column. So taxable amounts all are displayed here, taxable amount column, and IGST, CGST, SGST bifurcation also there, and then total tax amount. So this type of GST summary report you can get, and also in above the ribbon we have the email provision. Directly you can share the necessary details to your concerned auditors, chartered accountants, or CAs, or anybody. So directly you can have the option to send the email. Other than this, print option is there. You can print the particular GST summary report in a PDF format. The preview will be like this. So also you have the downloading option. You can directly download the PDF file over here. Refresh option is there. Sometimes the value is not calculated or not showing not showing properly, means once you can refresh by yourself, then it will be it can show correctly. Export option is there. So you can export this particular report in a Excel manner, Google Sheet, PDF, HTML, CSV, etc. There is a searching utility also provided by this particular window itself. You can search any value that is called, for example, IGST. You want to search the IGST. So then you can enter the keyword. So you press the search next button. So then it will show you the IGST keyword. So this is the searching option we have here. And summary also, we have summary. By pressing the F5 shortcut key, you can get the summary viewing option. In the summary, you can view like a single level or double level. So double level means you can summarize the report in a double level, double keyword, or we have the single level also. For example, if you want to see the report as a taxable amount wise, you can select the keyword as a taxable amount, and then you press the auto summary, then taxable amount, that particular column will be shown here. And apart from that, we have the details also. What is the input GST, what is the debit note, credit note posted, and what will be the taxable amount value, what will be the output GST, and what will be the output GST's taxable amount. So this type of GST summary, you can do it from your end with the help of single level and double level. Then also we have the very important option called filtering option. The shortcut of the filtering option is F7. Just you have to press the F7 shortcut key. Then here also there is a two level of filtering, single level filtering, and also the multiple filtering. The single level filtering, you can able to filter it from the any particular keyword or a value. But in the multiple filtering, you can able to filter it for multiple values. So that is called multiple filter. And you can see here, this is the auto filtering option. You can click on the auto filtering, then automatically that filtering will takes place. So now what I do, I can use the IGST here. IGST is having, for example, um, value 1. IGST is having, let me take the value of 32,920, and CGST is having 1 rupee, 10 rupees. So here you can put the or condition, and condition, etc. Also you have the formula to apply. Here you can put the formula F1 and F2. Then you can filter it out. So if the value, whatever the values you are giving in the particular filtering option, if that value is available, means that it can shown here. Otherwise it can comes blank. So this type of filtering you can do it from your side with the help of these type of important options: searching, sorting, filtering, export, search, refresh, etc. Other than this, you have the option of F2 shortcut key. Just you need to press the F2 shortcut key to change the date range. So for example, if you want to change the particular date range, means you can put over here. That particular report will be comes in front of you. This is all about the GST summary report. So that next, let me explain you about the adjustment and journal voucher posting. So here you need to press the F4 shortcut key. Once we press the F4 shortcut key, then post voucher window will appear. So this particular window, you can able to do your RCM payment. We will see it one by one. First, I can explain you RCM payment. RCM, that is a reverse charge mechanism. So in your particular business, if you are purchasing any service import, or any particular goods from the unregistered dealer, then that case the RCM is applicable. The RCM rule, it was saying that you are not paying the GST amount to the particular seller. uh, that particular entity or business entity, they are purchasing goods or any service from the particular unregistered dealer, then they are paying the GST amount directly to the government, not to the seller. So after GST return time, whenever they're filing the GST return, they can able to claim the particular paid GST amount. That is called reverse charge mechanism. The reverse charge mechanism payment also you can do it from here by pressing the F4 shortcut key. Then you can select the particular utility. Here you can see that the journal voucher and payment voucher you can able to post it from here. So the best suggestion is to do the journal voucher, because in a journal voucher we have the double entry system, and multiple accounts also you can select it from the journal, but payment also you can select, but journal is very user friendly. Next, you define the voucher series like GST or whatever main whatever it is, put the voucher date, and you can select the amount to be credited as HDFC Bank. So this is the HDFC Bank current account. That account we're using the using to do the payment to the government. So then finally you have the option to put the narration. If you require the narration or remarks anything, you can put it over here. Then you press the save button. Now there is no any due amount to post the RCM. Why? Because we never posted we never did the consolidated RCM voucher entry, so that's the reason now the RCM is showing blank. Here also you can see that now the RCM it is showing that 00. So what I need to do, I need to go for the transaction voucher, and before that let me show you about the RCM voucher, that what are the RCM vouchers entered from us, so that I can show you. So this is the journal voucher, list of journal vouchers in my system. So here you can see that transportation expenses. This is the RCM expense voucher, and the GST nature I have been selected as RCM expense, and the debit side that I can selected transportation expense. So this is one type of expense, and this expense is included RCM. So let me open the particular ledger account with a shortcut key of Alt M, that is called modify mode. Here you can see that this particular ledger has been created under the group of expenses indirect. And also the GST type I'm selected here, GST applicable. Tax category is services 18%. If you have any SAC code, SAC code, you have to define over here. Next is ITC eligibility. ITC eligibility, you have a lot of option over here. Input goods, input service, capital goods. If it is a capital goods, you need to select capital goods. If it is a input goods, then you have to select input goods. Now let me select input services. Why? Because this is the input service, whatever the service I am purchasing from one of the vendor. So that is the reason I am selected input services over here. Next is RCM nature. The RCM nature is available compulsory, service import, based on limit, not applicable, like that. The mainly the RCM nature we're using this compulsory. If it is a service import, then you can use the service import also. After this particular ledger creation, you can save it. Then you select the ledger in a debit because he was a receiver. That is the reason as per the golden accounting rule formula. So let me select the transportation expenses in a debit side, and I can put the value of 10,000, and the particular ledger account is Busy Infotech Private Limited. He was the party. He was giving the service transportation services to buy our company. So that's the reason I'm selected Busy Infotech Private Limited. Yours comes from the credit side. So now let me save this voucher, and this type of RCM voucher I have been posted over here. Even you can post the RCM voucher in a purchase also while we are entering the purchase voucher. So this is the purchase voucher. Here we have one purchase type called RCM. If it is a local RCM unregistered dealer purchase, you need to select this one. Or if we are purchasing any of the services from any of the vendors, so then that time you need to select the service import RCM. So now let me select service import RCM, and the party name is so for example Busy Infotech Private Limited, and here ITC, the ITC eligibility, we're going to select the ITC eligibility as input services, and the reverse charge is compulsory. And item, let me create one new item called legal advisor services. Already I'm created. So let me show you the detail in modify mode. So this is one kind of services, that is legal advisor services. And this group comes under the services group, and unit is not applicable. Tax category is 18% I am given. SAC code I have mentioned over here. Then finally, I can show you one more important thing over here, that is called purchase account tagging. Here I tagging this particular ledger, particular item master into the legal expense purchase account. So this is my legal expense purchase account. So I can open these legal expenses purchase accounts in modify mode, so that you can get the clarity about that. So this is the legal expense, and under the group of expenses indirect, GST applicable, I have given 18% services. This is the SSC code, and this particular expenses comes under the input service. RCM is compulsory. So this is a one type of ledger account expenses account I can made by my end. So then I can tag this particular purchase account into the item master purchase account. Then I saved into this particular ledger. Here you can see that I have, if I'm purchasing 10,000 rupees service from the XYZ vendor, then I can enter the value over here. Finally, the GST will be charged. Finally, I have to save this voucher. So this purchase voucher has been saved. After this particular purchase voucher entry or journal voucher entry, automatically that RCM is not posted into the RCM side, RCM GST summary report. One more important utility we have to run here, that is under the GST miscellaneous utility, we have one option called a check and post consolidate RCM payable. This utility we have to use to post the RCM payable amount into the GST summary report. Now let me select the monthly basis. If we selected the monthly basis, then you need to adjust the, or you need to post the RCM payable as a monthly basis, or else we have the daily basis also. If you selected the daily basis, then daily date wise daily basis, the value or the posting we have to be do it from your side. So better I suggested you to do the monthly basis in only. Monthly basis you can select and select the month over here. Then that particular RCM entries will be shown here. So what you have to do, you have to press the F4 button. Then you need to post one consolidate RCM entry. Here you need to select the journal voucher series and date. Everything will become automatically. No need to select anything. But if you want to make it any changes, you can do it. Date, all those things. And you can see here IGST payable RCM is always adjusted with IGST input available RCM. CGST output RCM is adjusted with CGST input available RCM. SGST output RCM is adjusted with SGST input available RCM. So this type of RCM consolidate payable voucher will be posted from the software, and here you can see the GST nature. The GST nature is selected automatically as consolidate RCM payable. Next, I'm going to save this voucher. While we're saving the voucher, reverse charge liability window will appear. You need to enter the invoice number if it is missing. Invoice number, if it is showing blank, means you need to enter the invoice number or date and check all the relevant details, whatever the details coming over here. And finally, you need to see the taxable value, CGST amount, SGST amount, ITC eligibility, etc. Then finally, you need to save this voucher. Then RCM is posted in our GST summary report. So let me open the GST summary report and I can show you that. So here the 10,000 rupees or whatever the value I have been given in a particular voucher, that value will come here. You can see the output GST on RCM 10,000 rupees. So this is the way how the RCM reverse charge mechanism, that particular voucher will be posted it into the GST summary report. If we not did the consolidated voucher posting, means it cannot come to the GST summary report. That value cannot come. So this is the way how we have to manage our RCM. After doing this, if you wish to post the RCM payable voucher, you can press the F4 button. Then you need to select the RCM payment button. So you can see the RCM payment voucher posting window. Here journal voucher and GST series date will come automatically. One important factor here, CGST account, that RCM, whatever the RCM amount that is available in my GST, in my data, CGST SGST is available. So that is the reason CGST output RCM and SGST output RCM it is showing here. If IGST is available means, so that IGST amount, IGST output RCM also automatically considered by this particular utility. So finally, you have to select your bank account called whatever the bank account you are going to pay the amount to the government. So that amount, that account have to be selected. Now I have the HDFC Bank. We have the narration entry option. Finally, save it. While we saving the journal voucher, this type of journal voucher entry screen will appear. GST nature automatically selected as GST payment to the government, because the logic behind this is we are going to make the payment to the government, so that software will understand automatically as per the required GST nature. Then output RCM of CGST and SGST output RCM, both value will come here. And credit side we are selected as HDFC Bank, because we are going to make the payment of with the HDFC Bank. That is the reason. Finally, I'm going to save this journal voucher, means you will get this type of GST payment details screen. Here you can see the CGST SGST value 900 rupees, 900 rupees. If any IGST value will be there, so that it will come here. Also, you have the option to define the challan number, challan date, DD number, or check date, bank name, bank code, etc. Finally, you can save the voucher. So this is the way you have to do it your RCM payment to the RCM payment voucher in Busy. So while we posting the journal voucher, then automatically one journal voucher will posted over here. Let me open it and show you that. So this is the journal voucher. Whenever if you want to view the voucher, you can go to the journal voucher list window, list option, you can view it. And other than that, you have the option of RCM to regular tax adjustment. This is the second utility, whatever the utility we are provided in our list, that is called RCM to regular tax payment adjustment. It means if you have any RCM input, then that input you can adjust with your regular tax output. So that is why we have the utility. Just you have to press this button, then this type of screen will appear. So how we did the RCM payment voucher, the same kind of window will appear here also. Journal voucher series, if you want, you can select journal voucher, and also you can put the date over here. And in this particular adjustment, the CGST input will be adjusted with CGST input available RCM, and SGST input is adjusted with SGST input available RCM. That is decided, that is automatically considered and automatically picked by the software. So no need to select it by manually. After that, you have to put your narration or remarks, whatever it is, save it. Then journal voucher posting window will appear. You need to select the GST nature if you require. Automatically, the software will consider the GST nature. If you require to change the GST nature, you can change it. And you have to see all the values, that is 900 for the CGST input, 900 for the SGST input, everything it can come here, and it is come here. And finally, you can save it. While who is saving the voucher, GST adjustment detail screen will appear. In that, the GST adjustment type is selected as RCM to regular payment adjustment. So that is comes automatically. You have to just enter the period of ending. That is August means that last date of August is 31st date. July means the last date of July is 31st 7 2023. In this manner, you need to enter the period of ending. So finally, we have to save the voucher. So that time the GST RCM to regular tax adjustment will takes place in this utility. And apart from that, we have uh, the one journal voucher have been posted into your accounting system. So this is the way the GST RCM to regular tax adjustment thing will work in Busy. Next, we will see the third option called input output adjustment. Input, it is our credit, and output is our liability. Here the input output adjustment, it means it's a very important. If we are adjusting our input IGST input value it into the IGST output value, or CGST input it into the CGST output, or SGST input it into the SGST input, or SGST output. So that time we need this particular input output adjustment. So just we have to press this button, then this type of screen will appear. You need to see all the details automatically, the whatever the details selected by the software. So IGST output is adjusted with IGST input. CGST output is adjusted with CGST input, and SGST output is adjusted with SGST input. So finally save it. Then GST nature, the software will pick it as GST tax adjustments. This is the default GST nature. Whatever this is the GST nature that we are use the adjustment voucher entry and see all the values, and the IGST output, CGST output, SGST output is comes in a debit side, and in IGST input, CGST input, SGST input, it comes in a credit side. Finally, you can save it. While we saving the entry, you will get this type of screen. Here you can see the input output adjustment, same tax, and select that is comes automatically. Save it. So this type of journal voucher will be automatically posting from this utility. The purpose of this input output adjustment, that is you have to adjust your in that is output value into the input value, in output value into the input value. That is the purpose of this particular utility. Next, fourth option, that is cross adjustment. The cross adjustment really required. Why? Because the while beginning of the webinar, I said you about the set of rule. As per the set of rule, if any of the cases you want, we want to adjust IGST output value with the IGST input, then if the value is not 100% set off, means remaining credit will be adjusted, remaining output is adjusted with CGST input, and again the set off is not done 100%, it means remaining credit will be adjusted with um, SGST. So this is the way the cross adjustment will takes place. Or if it is a CGST output, then CGST output will first it can adjust with IGST input. If it is 100% not set up, then that case remains will be adjust with CGST input. And similarly to the SGST output, if it is SGST output, then first it can adjust with IGST input, and remains means it can adjust with the SGST input. So this is called cross adjustment. That will be going to do it from here. Now the cross adjustment window, you don't have any values, it is coming blank. The very important factor here is the BG software automatically analyze the value. The value is persist in your GST summary report side, then only the voucher will post. So every time the voucher it cannot post. If the value is available in your particular GST summary, then only the JV will post. Otherwise, it cannot be post. So now you can see here there is no values available to adjust the cross adjustment. Why? Because here the input is available. That is a input is lesser than output. Input is lesser than output. Then also some values is not there is no value available for cross adjustment. So for that, what I need to do, I'll open some other company in my database. So here I have one more database called another company. So let me open that company. Here you can see that that GST available payable is minus. It means input is more than output GST. In that case, the GST payable value will comes minus. If the output is more than input GST, then GST payable is comes in positive. Okay, so this is the way you why how you we have to understand about the GST payable, etc. So next I can press the F4 button over here, then I can do the cross adjustment. Here you can see the cross adjustment voucher posting window will appear. The CGST output is there. The CGST output is adjusted with IGST input as per the new set of rule. Then IGST output is there, so that IGST output is first adjusted with IGST input. So this type of cross adjustment, you can do it from this utility. Save it. After saving this voucher, the GST nature will selected as GST tax adjustment. This is the DST tax adjustment. See all the values. IGST input, IGST input is in credit side. CGST, SGST output is in debit side. And then you can save the voucher. While we saving the voucher, the GST type is comes here. Cross adjustment, IGST, CGST, SGST. Save it. While we saving the voucher, one JV will be posted automatically. This is the way the cross adjustment thing will work in Busy. And next point is that is a TDS to output adjustment. In our data, if any TDS entries will be there. So that time this will help us to adjust the tax values. So now I can show you the some kind of TDS vouchers. This is the TDS voucher. Here the debit side is cash I have selected, and debit side TDS CGST, and the debit side TDS SGST. This is the value, and this is applicable for the government body. So we know that government body. What about government body? Government body, it means any of the entity that belongs to the government. So that particular government body, you have to select it from here, type of dealer. Then only the TDS will be charged. Otherwise, it cannot be charged. The government body, it means BHEL, HAL, ISRO, that all are the government bodies. And apart from that, also many of the government body organizations is also there. So that type of organization, if is there, then we're making then they are making the payment to us. So that time the TDS will be applicable. If they are making the payment to us, then if they're making the payment of cash or whatever it is, then the TDS is applicable for here. So that general voucher I already posted in my system. So how now let us see how to adjust this particular TDS taxes into the regular tax. So that is why I come to the GST summary report first. Then I can press the F4 button over here. See the button called TDS to output adjustment. TDS to output adjustment. Now there is no any output adjustment it is showing, because I think it's already posted over here. I can open some other company first. So I can open this one. So I can press F4 button. Then I can use the TDS. Here also there is no entry. So what I need to do, I need to delete the journal voucher, whatever the voucher I have posted previously. I can delete that. Because that adjustment is already done, it means you cannot able to adjust that particular taxes. This is the importance. So next I can use this TDS to output adjustment. This type of screen will appear. You can select this GST series and enter the date. Here I have to see that the CGST output is adjusted with the TDS TDS CGST, and the TDS CGST is credited and the CGST output is debited. SGST output is debited and TDS SGST is credited. So this type of automatic adjustment is going to take place from here. You have to select the GST adjustment type as TDS to output adjustment, then save it. Then that value will be comes in your system. You can see here, this is the TCS. Okay, let me show you the TDS. So you can see here tax adjustment. So now you can now the value is not showing because that is adjusted with the regular tax adjustment. That is the reason it is not showing. But also I have the one more entry called TCS that I'm going to show you next. For example, by pressing the F4, you may get one option called TCS to output adjustment. This TDS, why it is not showing means it's already adjusted with the adjusted. That is the reason it's not showing in a GST summary report. So now let me show you the TCS output adjustment. You can press the TCS output adjustment if you are entered any of the TCS voucher in your journal. So then it is required. For example, if we are purchasing any of the goods from our aggregators app like Flipkart, Amazon, anywhere. So then that particular transaction, they can charge the TCS. They'll collect the TCS from us, or we are collecting the TCS, that is a tax collected source. Here you can see the cash amount is 99. In that 99 rupees, TCS value is 0.50 paise and TCS SGS is 0.50 paise. And creditor is Flipkart. The Flipkart is paying, Flipkart is a credit side, and this is a value of 100 rupees. So this the journal voucher, whatever we are posted in our system. And now let me do the adjustment over here. Just you can press the F4 button and you can use this TCS to output adjustment button and put the date and all those things. You can see here the CGST account to be debited, that comes here the CGST output, and SGST amount to be debited, it is comes set as SGST output. And the credit side TCS CGST and TCS SGST. The CGST output is adjusted, TCS CGST is adjusted with CGST output. TCS SGST is adjusted with SGST output. So this type of adjustment vouchers, it can post it from the automatic posting from do it from the software. Finally, you have to select the GST adjustment type as TCS to output adjustment, and you can save it. Now let me see the report once again. Here you can see that there is a no value, no such values that is showing in the name of TCS and TDS, because that is already adjusted. If it is not adjusted, that time only it is shown here. If it is adjusted, then it cannot show. If it is not adjusted, then it can show in the bottom of the screen. So finally, you have to check all the relevant details like IGST regular, CGST regular, SGST regular, and everything, and also see the GST payable value, input GST, output GST, etc. So this type of cross adjustment you have to do from yourself. If it is everything is matching from here, RCM, output GST, cross adjustment, everything is matching, then you can do the regular payment to the government. So let me show you another final subject, that is how to do the regular GST payment. So you have to press this button, regular GST payment. Just you can select the F4 button, use the regular GST payment, and this is the journal voucher GST series. Date will come automatically. Here the IGST output we are going to pay, and CGST output we are paying, SGST output we are paying. Paying means it is our liability, and it is comes in our debit side. It is comes in a debit side, and HDFC Bank we are using for the paying purpose, so that HDFC Bank is comes under the credit side. So you have to select the HDFC Bank like this, put the narration, then you save it. While we saving the voucher, GST nature, you have to select the GST payment to the government. This nature we need to select. All the values will comes automatically. Finally, we will save means this type of screen will appear. Here GST type, we have to select regular payment for the regular payment purpose, and RCM payment for the RCM payment purpose. Now we need to select the regular payment, put the date value, date range, tax amount, IGST, CGST, SGST, that payable tax value will comes automatically. If any interest, penalty, late fee is there, then you need to insert over here. Challan number, challan date, DD number, bank name, bank code, everything you have to enter from for this particular field. All the field are available. Finally, save it. After the saving, after saves the voucher, the journal voucher have been posted. So then the regular payment adjustment voucher have been posted automatically. So this is the way the regular payment adjustment voucher, regular payment voucher, that we have to do it from our end. So this is about the webinar subject. We have covered all the relevant adjustment utilities, that is RCM payment, RCM regular tax adjustment, input output adjustment, cross adjustment, TDS to output adjustment, TCS to output adjustment, regular GST payment, etc. So based on the adjustments, these values will be reflected in your GSTR1 also. In a GSTR1 B2B, B2C, that sections, table of sections, number of sections will be there in a GST return side. These values will be reflected over there, and that is very important for our GST filing purpose also. We know about that. That is why the GST summary adjustment calculations and this type of voucher posting is required for the firm or the entity. This is all about the today's webinar. For further any assistance or any supports required for you, you have to call our 24/7 help desk number. Our help desk number is 8282828282. This is the 24/7 help desk number, and also you can write the mail to us, support@bz.in. Now, if you have any query regarding or related to today's subjects, you may ask your query in a chat box so that I can answer your query. Now the forum is for you. You can ask your query. Okay. Thank you for joining the today's session. Thank you for your valuable time once again. We will meet upcoming next week webinar session with a new subject. Up to that, goodbye. Thank you.